रैंक 33, 2 बार सिलेक्शन हुआ उनका. Once she entered into IRTS and then she became IAS engineer, country highest in political science, rank 16 of I think 2016 examination. Ananya Das, engineer, country highest in political science. यदि आपका बैकग्राउंड है तो डेफिनेटली it is like a comfort for you, but not having a background is not at all a disadvantage. Okay, now the live stream has started, but आपका क्वेश्चन मैं एक बार एड्रेस करूंगा. सी ऑप्शनल्स जब हम सेलेक्ट करते हैं ना, सो बेसिकली ऑलवेज टेक 4 क्राइटेरियाज इन माइंड बिफोर सेलेक्टिंग. वन, यू शुड थिंक आपका इंटरेस्ट किस में है. वाई दिस क्वेश्चन इज इंपॉर्टेंट? बिकॉज इन बेस्ट केस आपको 2 साल पढ़ना है, बेस्ट केस 1 साल ड्यूरिंग द प्रिपरेशन, 1 year इज द एग्जाम ड्यूरेशन itself. सो ऑप्शनल शुड बी अ सब्जेक्ट वेयर इन जब आप बाकी सब्जेक्ट पढ़ के थक जाए और जब आप ऑप्शनल उठाएं तो यू शुड फील कनेक्टेड विद द सब्जेक्ट. इंटरव्यू में भी आपके ऑप्शनल से उम्मीद किया जाएगा कि आप मैच्योर्ड आंसर देंगे. सो फर्स्ट क्राइटेरिया इज इंटरेस्ट. सेकेंड क्राइटेरिया इज द ओवरलैप. मैक्सिमम द ओवरलैप विथ नॉन ऑप्शनल सब्जेक्ट आपका उतना कम एफर्ट होगा. जैसे मैथमेटिक्स ऑप्शनल, काफी अच्छा ऑप्शनल, लेकिन ओवरलैप 0. ठीक है. थर्ड इज whatever optional you choose, think about any good guidance available. And why I'm saying this is, and good guidance का simple सा मतलब है कि a good teacher, a good coaching, क्योंकि this is a competition, right? और टीचर ऐसा नहीं है कि कुछ वंडर करता है. टीचर बस ये काम करता है कि जो चीजें फैली हुई हैं 100 यूनिट्स में, आपको वो 10 यूनिट्स में करके दे देगा और आपका काम वहां से स्टार्ट होगा. अदरवाइज आई विल शो यू अ ग्राफ जो कि यूपीएससी ने पब्लिश किया है, wherein maximum selection is happening in the third attempt. 9% people are first attempters, 18% people are second attempters, and maximum जो कर्व जा रहा है वो थर्ड अटेम्प्ट में जा रहा है. रीजन ये नहीं है कि लोग फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में कम पढ़ रहे हैं, यही लोग सिलेक्शन आगे ले रहे हैं. प्रॉब्लम इज दैट इन फर्स्ट 2 attempts people are experimenting too much, and when they are experimenting too much, पता लगा आप प्लेटो पढ़ने बैठे, आप किताब लेके बैठ गए. अब प्लेटो जो टॉपिक है वो वेस्टर्न पॉलिटिकल थॉट का एक टॉपिक है. 10 थिंकर्स पढ़ने, उसमें एक प्लेटो है, और वेस्टर्न पॉलिटिकल थॉट 40 टॉपिक्स में से एक टॉपिक है. तो यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड कि क्या प्रोग्राम. उसके लिए यदि आप एक 50 पेज भी पढ़ रहे हैं तो वो जरूरत से ज्यादा है, इजंट इट? सो बेसिकली अ गुड टीचर, अ गुड इंस्टीट्यूट विल हेल्प इन ऑप्टिमाइजिंग योर हार्ड वर्क. कि आपको यहां तक मिल गया, नोट्स मिल गए, समझा दिया गया, प्रीवियस ईयर ट्रेंड्स बता दिए गए, प्रोबेबल क्वेश्चन इन यूपीएससी बता दिए गए, अब आपको जितना मेहनत करना है. अदरवाइज यू विल बी डूइंग ऑल दीस वर्क्स बाय योर. दिस इज द थर्ड फैक्टर. फोर्थ इज परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ द सब्जेक्ट. एट द एंड ऑफ द डे आप पॉलिटिकल साइंस या फिर कोई भी ऑप्शनल चूज कर रहे हैं, द रीजन इज सिलेक्शन. ऐसा हायर स्टडीज के लिए अदरवाइज जाते हैं ना, आपको अल्टीमेटली एट द एंड ऑफ द डे व्हाट यू वांट फ्रॉम दिस प्रोसेस, सिलेक्शन. सो समहाउ वी फाइंड दैट, और यूपीएससी में ट्रेंड देखा गया है कि किसी ऑप्शनल का एक समय होता है और वो वेव में चलता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, if anybody in your family prepared, let us say 10 years back, 12 years back, history used to be like quite favorite. Okay, now here comes the role of public administration. I would say public administration 6 years, 7 years back was used to be one of the competitive optionals, but somehow it has gone down in terms of selections. Okay, anthro, again kuch optionals hai, anthro, political science, sociology, these are the optionals which are giving good number of selections. तो 4 फैक्टर दिमाग में रखें. ये सब मैंने ऑर्डर ऑफ प्रेफरेंस में बताया है. सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट है इंटरेस्ट, सेकेंड इज ओवरलैप, थर्ड इज गुड टीचर और इंस्टीट्यूट, फोर्थ इज द सिलेक्शन रेशियो. आफ्टर कंसिडरिंग ऑल दैट you should be taking decisions. Okay, primary interest को आप रखेंगे. Political science is a good optional on all these 4 parameters. Not when I say this, I'm not saying that others are not, but political science इसलिए मैं अच्छा कहूँगा, एक तो मैं political science teacher हूँ, ठीक है. दूसरा, पॉलिटिकल साइंस का ओवरलैप जितना है एसए के साथ, जीएस पेपर्स के साथ, उतना किसी भी ऑप्शनल का नहीं। फ्रैंकली एसए में जिस तरीके के टॉपिक्स पूछे जा रहे हैं, फिलोसॉफिकल टॉपिक्स, जितना भी आप ये पढ़ेंगे इट इज गोइंग टू हेल्प देम। जीएस वन पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंट इंडिया की हिस्ट्री, इवन मॉडर्न इंडिया, इंडियन नेशनल मूवमेंट हमें यहाँ पढ़ना है। आपको पेपर वन सेक्शन बी का पहला ही टॉपिक दिखेगा इंडियन नेशनल मूवमेंट, राइट। देन वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री में ग्लोबलाइजेशन एंड ऑल मैम विल टीच यू कोल्ड वॉर, ग्लोबलाइजेशन, एवरीथिंग। पेपर टू नीडलेस टू से आप गवर्नेंस छोड़ के देखिए, आईआर और पॉलिटी देयर इज अ ग्रेटर ओवरलैप। जीएस थ्री में माइनर ओवरलैप है, ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन, लिबरलाइजेशन, लैंड रिफॉर्म्स हमें भी यहाँ पढ़ने हैं, सो माइनर ओवरलैप। GS4 में अगेन इट इज गोइंग टू हेल्प यू लॉट, क्योंकि जो नॉन केस स्टडीज वाला पार्ट आ जाता है, वेयर पॉलिटिकल साइंस में इनफैक्ट देयर हैव बीन डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम रॉल्स, फ्रॉम गांधी, फ्रॉम अंबेडकर, फ्रॉम प्लेटो, देयर हैव बीन डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चंस एंड इट विल हेल्प यू अ लॉट इन इंटरव्यू। अभी जैसे हमारे अराउंड 400 स्टूडेंट्स दे आर गिविंग इंटरव्यू दिस टाइम। नाउ आप चाहे किसी भी ऑप्शनल के हो, आपसे तीन फील्ड से हमेशा क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता है। एक तो रहेगा आईआर से, सो मच इज हैपनिंग अक्रॉस, दूसरा इकोनॉमी से, और तीसरा पूछा जाएगा पॉलिटिक्स। आप जिस स्टेट से हैं, डैफ पे आपका स्टेट दिखेगा, कंसर्न पॉलिटिक्स। तो इन तीन, अदर देन डैफ क्वेश्चंस, तो इन तीन वर्टिकल्स में पॉलिटिक्स और आईआर के क्वेश्चन यू कैन आंसर बेटर विथ योर नॉलेज ऑफ पॉलिटिकल साइंस। सो देयर इज अ ग्रेटर ओवरलैप, and in comparison to anthropology again, this subject knowledge will help you even after selection, चाहे आप फॉरेन सर्विस में जाएं या फिर इंडियन सर्विसेज में रहें, आईएएस और आईपीएस, somehow constitution that you will read or international relation, it is going to help you in during the training time as well. Okay, coming to the second part, overlap बता दिया। इंटरेस्ट तो आप देखेंगे, ये सिलेबस देख के आप देखिएगा कि आपका इंटरेस्ट है या नहीं है, ठीक है। और भी जानना होगा तो यूपीएससी के वेबसाइट से गो एंड सी द पीवाईक्यूज टू नो दैट वेदर यू आर इंटरेस्टेड इन दिस सब्जेक्ट और नॉट। Third thing is teacher and guidance. Again, if I say more on this, it would be kind of talking about ourselves. But in political science, somehow the institute has good name, and most of the selections you'll find. In fact, 99% of the selections students, they have been connected to us in some way, mostly through the foundation courses. Last year also we had 4 in top 10. Ishita Kishore we have. So there are many selections. So and this I would recommend that hear from the mouth of the toppers only. So they would recommend the institute's name. Fourth is the number of selections. This year we had 106 selections in civil services. Okay. Last year also 103 के आसपास था, तो around 100 selections पिछले 3-4 सालों से है। And out of 909 something seats, if you have 100 plus selections, then it is a good optional, it is a safe option. Okay, again I'm saying anthro is also a good optional. आपको एक ही बस determine करना है your interest. If your interest in more there, definitely you take that and take an informed decision after today's session. सर आपका मैं कहूँगा यदि पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में बहुत ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट नहीं हो तो, और इंटरेस्ट यदि है तो यहाँ पे भी हमें काफ़ी चीज़ें वैसी पढ़नी है, देन गो फॉर पॉलिटिकल साइंस। अगेन इट्स नॉट फॉर एनी अदर रीजन, बट इनको मैं नहीं इनको बोल रहा हूँ, लेकिन आपको मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि आप पॉबैट से यदि कंपेयर कर रहे हैं तो डेफिनेटली गो फॉर political science. So ma'am will come, she will explain you about the syllabus, then I'll discuss you briefly about the course structure, and then I'm open to questions that you want to ask. Listen to ma'am carefully, because out of 2025 marks जो इस एग्जाम के हैं, 1750 मेंस से आ रहे हैं, है ना, और 1750 में से 500 ऑप्शनल से आ रहे हैं। The beauty of the marks coming from optional is that it is very much predictable. ठीक है, तो ऑप्शनल जो है ना, चूंकि पीवाईक्यू बेस्ड होता है अनलाइक जीएस, सो दिस इज गोइंग टू डिटरमाइन योर नेक्स्ट 2 years at least. ओके, सो टेक इन्फॉर्म डिसीजन, बिकॉज वंस आपने डिसीजन ले लिया ना तो वो फिर रिवर्स करना नहीं सजेस्टेड होता है। आई कैन गिव यू अ लिस्ट ऑफ टॉपर्स who switch from other optional to political science. For example, यदि आप you can also listen to the interview of, there was one rank 44. He switched from chemistry to political science, and he got selected first attempt with political science selection. Anand Vardhan rank 7, ज्योग्राफी से या फिर शायद पॉबैट से उन्होंने ट्राई किया, मैं हमारी हाँ, और फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट विद दिस एंड इट वर्कड. ओके, सो टेक द कॉल बिकॉज नेक्स्ट 2 years आर गोइंग टू बी क्वाइट इंस्ट्रूमेंटल. और इसमें आपको है ना कि इस ऑप्शनल का पूरा आपको इमर्स होकर पढ़ना पड़ता है. ठीक है, तो जीएस में थोड़ा पेरीफेरी पे चलता है, बट हियर यू हैव टू इमर्स योरसेल्फ इनटू द सब्जेक्ट. यू कैन नॉट वर्क ऑन द पेरीफेरी. ओके, आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू शेर व शायरी पढ़ते हैं क्या? कोई गालिब का एक शेर है कि इश्क नहीं आशा, इतना समझ लीजिए आग का दरिया है डूब के जाना है. तो ऑप्शनल के बारे में यही चीज है, आप पेरीफेरी से नहीं पढ़ सकते, और जब हमारे यहाँ पढ़ेंगे तो पेरीफेरी पे बिल्कुल नहीं रहने दिया जाएगा. सो मैम इज हियर, शी विल एक्सप्लेन यू अबाउट द न्यूआंसेस ऑफ द सिलेबस, एंड देन आई विल एक्सप्लेन यू अबाउट द कोर्स.
So good evening all of you, and welcome to the session. And I believe Satya sir has given some brief introduction, and if you have any questions related to political science, do you want to ask any question? What do you want to know? Any questions? Sir has discussed the course flow, etc., which he will discuss later. Fine. So, any questions in your mind? Okay. Is this a big question mark in your mind? First of all, so right now, what you are thinking? What is a question in your mind? Is this a question? Should you go for civil services? Any question on this? No, you are sure, sorted. If I ask you, why do you want to go for civil services? Do you have a answer? एक mic दे दो. Let's start from the base. You want to go for civil services? Why?
Yes, I guess to bring a change, like where I feel I might work.
To bring the change. So you are a person who enjoys change. आपको चेंज करना पसंद है.
Sometimes when I see
मान
things
लीजिए
are not
पूरा यूपीएससी चेंज करने के बाद नेक्स्ट क्या चेंज करेंगे आप? यू आर कमिंग फॉर सिविल सर्विसेज जस्ट फॉर चेंज? मीन्स व्हाट चेंज? व्हाट imperfection do you see in the system?
many things, the policies or the administrative
Many
works.
things, policies. So you believe that there are lacuna in the formulation of policies and in the implementation of policies. Why not politics? If you want to change, bureaucracy works under lot of constraints. So if change is so important, why not politics? Why not be an MP? You can initiate your private member bill, you can initiate government bill. Why not that? Because it is difficult to get elected as an MP.
Moreover, this is kind of secure nowadays.
So first thing is you will not do the difficult things. Fine. And becoming an MP is difficult, and becoming an IAS officer you feel is less difficult. You need lot of funds.
Election.
Okay. So if more funds, if we make your few funds available, you will contest
I will
election.
definitely contest for MP
You
rather
will
than going for bureaucracy.
Good. So you are sure because you why not in politics?
I feel if I happen, I mean, if being civil servant, this is a kind of permanent thing. I don't have to. I mean, there is a surety of services and all. And if I go for the MP thing, then I
Okay.
might not elect the next time.
अच्छा एमपी होने से आपको विश्वास नहीं है कि आप अगले बार इलेक्ट होंगे कि नहीं, लेकिन ये विश्वास है, इसका विश्वास है आपको कि इसमें हो जाएगा और इसमें नहीं. परमानेंट कुछ नहीं है. इज देयर एनीथिंग इन दिस वर्ल्ड विच इज परमानेंट? नो. So anyway, so first of all, yes, you put it in mind.
गवर्नेंस का पार्ट बन के उसकी एफिशिएंसी में सुधार लाना, गवर्नेंस का पार्ट बन के उसकी एफिशिएंसी को सुधार लाना और ग्रास रूट लेवल पे काम करना.
तो ग्रास रूट लेवल पे आप अपना एनजीओ खोल के कर लीजिए काम. एनजीओ अगर सरकार इतना अच्छा काम कर ही रही होती तो एनजीओ और वॉलंटरी सेक्टर की जरूरत क्या पड़ती?
इसी तो एनजीओ की जरूरत को मिनिमाइज करके अगर गवर्नेंस की जितनी एफिशिएंसी है उसको कम बढ़ा के
तो बाकी लोग जो चुने गए वो नहीं कर रहे हैं.
हम अपना बेस्ट
ये
एफर्ट दे
रियल
रहे हैं.
रीजन नहीं. आप लोग रियल रीजन बोल ही नहीं रहे. ठीक है, क्योंकि सोशल चेंज लाना या किसी की लाइफ को सुधारना और जस्ट जहां पे आप पर्सनली कनेक्टेड नहीं हैं, ठीक है, दैट इज नॉट इनफ मोटिवेशन फॉर एनी पर्सन टू डू एनीथिंग. ठीक है, तो रीजन कुछ और है और यू डू नॉट नो द रीजन. फाइन. और आर यू कन्विंस्ड विद योर आंसर्स that I want to go into civil services because I want to change? Is it convincing? No. You are going for civil services because civil services is a first choice in terms of career, in terms of status, in terms of power, authority, status. There are many other things. Fine. So until and unless we do not have a clarity about what, if we are doing something, then why we are doing some favor to someone, helping the poor, helping, bringing change, that can never be so motivating. Fine. And the real reason is not. Fine. We have so many options to bring change, so many ways everybody brings change. As an engineer you bring change, as a doctor you bring change, and I believe that they are doing lot more important work. Right. So be truthful. Okay, because none of these answers will be convincing, and when you will give such answers, the only thing that appears is either you have not thought about something seriously, or you are not a man of integrity. Because बहुत simple reason है ना. Power, everybody wants to be in power. You want to be in power. Fine. You don't want to change, you want to be in power. Fine. And why we want to be in power? Because that is very natural for humans. Fine. So humans are power seeking animals. We require power. We cannot survive without power. Fine. Because if someone is very much confused about power or they don't like this word, there can be more decent word that why you want to join for civil services is recognition. At least everybody wants some recognition. Fine. So civil services in India, at least in India, for the class which we belong, fine, is the uh, most you can say it is the best way for the recognition. Okay, what you get is recognition about yourself. You also get a sense of achievement, and you become a celebrity overnight. The entire idea is that whenever you do something, you should be very, very clear about it, and you should also be very confident. Fine, there is nothing to hide. You are not some extraordinary person. Try to be very ordinary person. Every person looks for power, every person looks for recognition, and a person can go to any extent for this drive. We have a drive for recognition. Okay, so the first thing is why civil services, and in simple terms you can say it historically also, and even at present it is the best career choice if we are in India. Fine. And when it is a best career choice, obviously the competition is tough. So, are you getting this confidence from inside that you can do it? Or you feel that I may not? Are you confident? आपको लगता है आपका हो जाएगा? नहीं भी लगता है तो कोई बात नहीं, क्योंकि मेजॉरिटी का नहीं होता है ना? क्योंकि अगर 11-12 लाख लोग फॉर्म भरते हैं तो फाइनल जो सिलेक्शन है वो मैक्सिमम 800, मान लीजिए 800, उसमें रिजर्वेशन को 400 ही लोग का होना है ना 11 लाख, तो नहीं होने के चांसेस तो बहुत ज्यादा है और होने के चांसेस इज वेरी वेरी लेस. तो आपको क्या लगता है? व्हाट डू यू थिंक? आपको लगता है आपका हो जाएगा? You are just trying to give exam. If person is not decided and is just trying to give exam, is as good as you will not be selected. Fine, because there are people who want it at any cost. They are making effort day and night to maximize their chances of selections. Okay, because again it is one of the most privileged and the best profession in India. And if, like, in your age, don't do anything just to see, because you, like, what is the scariest thing is time. We cannot invest our time in anything which is not going to be my choice or anything, because time is the most valuable resource, and the time, once it goes, it can never come. Even the time which you have taken to come and attend this workshop, this time will never come again. This moment will not come again. Fine. So, if you have thought about it, and then you should be very, very serious. You should be very professional, because anybody who is going to think about civil services, it is very clear it is not an easy thing. It is not everybody's cup of tea. You have to make yourself many times better than what you are today. Okay, and it is again a big struggle. Okay, it's there will be a lot of struggle. You will have to study a lot. You will have to because the syllabus is very vast, syllabus is very expanding. So what will stop your motivation before you join? or before you start your preparation, see that the challenges which are going to come, will they demotivate? Because if after 3 months you want to leave, if after 6 months you want to leave, then don't start also, because anything looks much easier from outside, but when you go inside, fine, when you see, when you try to go inside, things move very deep. Okay, and the people who may not have enough motivation, or they may not have that much traits in their personality, they may start feeling it is too cumbersome, and they may get demotivated, and what happens is that, like, at least time gets wasted. So think twice, and also think that we live only once, opportunities do not come again and again, and we should think best for ourselves. So if somebody asks why UPSC, the simple answer is everybody has right to think the best for himself, fine, and of course it is best. And it is a sad truth that number of failures are high, very high. Okay, but right now the importance of civil services has increased a lot. Why? Because, and therefore the competition is going to become more. And what is the reason? What is the reason that more and more people will be coming for civil service? Why? Do you know the reason? Yes, because economic conditions are not going to improve in time to come, and people will be laid off, fine, and that process has already started, and Trump will make life worse. And when there is, like, with this tariff and other things, that it will be very difficult for any country to sustain economy, and that is why more and more people are going to come here. And at this point of time, other than government jobs, I don't think there is any security anywhere. Fine. Right now, the times, if you have seen budget, if you've seen economic survey, the time is not good for any industry. Okay, because of the global reasons, various other reasons. So yes, if you are looking for a good life in future, and if you want stability, obviously in the age of globalization, again somehow the way things are moving, they are not moving on expected lines. So the role of state is going to increase. With the process of globalization, the promise of globalization was what? More employment, more growth, but it have happened the other way around. And that is what we see, that right now in any elections, for people, the freebies matter, fine, and political parties can ask for the votes just for a very meager, for a meager sum of 2,000 to 3,000 people, 3,000 rupees. The situation is really bad. So in this case, again, what can give you maximum sense of security and stability is the civil services. So there are going to be people who are very serious, and there are going to be certain people for whom the opportunity cost is very, very high. They may be working in US and they may be coming back and again doing civil services, and there are people. There are people from IITs, from IIMs and all. The only thing is yes, one should certainly think about this career because there is no other career now. You can't even think so much about the state services also, right? And another thing is competition is very high, and then you have to be very well prepared, and you should have a mentality to leave others behind. Fine. Here you are not going to study just for graduation. Your performance is not going to matter. Fine. You are performing. You are going to study to ensure that what is UPSC's approach to exam? Elimination, not selection. They are not there to select you. They are there to eliminate you. So, but you don't have to give. You can't afford to give them chance that they eliminate you. Plus, at the same time, you have to eliminate large number of people. Fine. And it is this mentality because the world is going to become highly competitive, and that is what this exam is. So in this scenario, we should do what is best, fine, in almost all aspects. And I will say that selection at present time, it is not just about the information, and every year the trend changes. We are able to perform well. The reason is we don't follow the trend. We visualize the possibility based on experience, and before UPSC changes, we change, and we make our students uh, capable enough to deal with the uncertainty of the exams. Okay, so take it very, very seriously. And again, besides class, besides the books and knowledge, you require a good ecosystem. That entire ecosystem has to be there. And ecosystem is like classes. The second thing is notes, books, the mentors in our building. We have also introduced library so that students can come, sit, study, and fortunately, because our results have been very good, the reason being is not just what we teach, but also because of the quality of students who have come. So we want to maintain that particular tradition, and we believe that today the requirements of students are changing because the competition is becoming more cutthroat. So there are other facilities also. You have the mentors, teachers, and I can say that the type of the environment and ecosystem you have here, it is not available at other places. The reason being, at other places, what is the difference in our institution and other institutions? Our institution is led by the teachers, it is not a business. Fine. Unlike the corporate classes where until and unless like results come only when you are involved into it, fine, and you have to be involved with the students, and there is no point for me working at this stage this much until and unless I don't get results. And we know that for results how much effort is to be made. Obviously you are the main person, but as a teachers and mentors, it is our responsibility that if somebody has put faith on us, we should not be disappointing that person. Fine. And along with that, wherever you study, it is very important that see who is teaching, not just in terms of how much knowledge a person has. Only knowledge doesn't make a teacher a good teacher. Fine. It is also important uh, what commitment a person has. So always go for totality, and your preparation should also be in totality. Okay, and certain students feel that they will do GS now, they will do optional later, they will do optional now, they will do GS later. We don't have that much time. You should always be doing simultaneously. because there is lot of overlap between the two. When you study GS makes a foundation for optional, and optional makes a better understanding. Optional can give you lot of leverage in GS because you don't have to only answer the questions. You have to answer in a manner that you get selected and others get rejected. Okay, so lot of value addition is required, lot of learning is required, not just information. We work with this philosophy, and that is why, and do it simultaneously, and don't take much chances, and you should be very clear. We become what is what choices we make, fine, where we are, who are our friends. It's not just about an institute, it is also about the quality of friends you will have, your company, fine. Everybody will ultimately, everything will shape and improve your chances or not. Okay, so besides like here, I'll tell you, we do political science, and along with political science we also have a good program for general studies. Political science related, whatever questions you want to ask, you can ask from me further. And for general studies also, we our course, and I always believe it should be done in an integrated manner at one place. If you are doing, it makes things very easier for you also, because coordination, organization of time, and you should get a sense of totality. So in general studies, Shubhanshu will give you the details what we do. I will tell my role. I take the special classes where my focus is on helping students to develop answer writing skill, which is actually a quite challenging thing, fine, which students face this problem. So in polity, we do PYQ, mains and prelims, basically answer writing. And any political science student, everyone should have a strategy. So any political science students, first of all, when you are doing political science, you are actually doing GS, fine. So political science, if you see your GS paper 2, okay, so there is a huge overlap. In a way you are saving time, plus you are able to write answers at a different level. Okay, and it's not that political science will help you in GS 2. No student of political science need to do international relations of GS. They don't have to do anything other than governance, because the governance, which are the specific topics like citizens charters, etc., we do not do, fine. Then political science, because it is called master science, again you will get, by studying political science you will get very good command on your ethics, the political philosophy that we do, Rawls philosophy, Amartya Sen's philosophy and all, and the extent to which my political science students can develop a grasp on this paper, I will say the teachers of ethics in the market will not, because the foundation of ethics is in political philosophy. If you will start ethics from ethics, you will not, never understand. But you will start ethics from the foundation, fine. So the foundation of ethics is philosophy. Okay, and again, GS paper 1, the part of Indian society, is topics like regionalism, communalism, and secularism. Only political science you will find it very comfortable. Understanding things mechanically and understanding things organically makes a big difference, and you will be in this particular position. Even I don't know whether you know or not, In political science, lot of modern India in terms of national movement is covered, and even the national movement questions which will be asked in exams, they are now in GS also, they are very conceptual in nature. Okay, world history, so it's not just paper 2, you should see it. If you eliminate geography part, you should see it also from the perspective of paper 1, 2 and also paper 3, right? So lot of overlap with your security, right? The national security topics. There is nowhere where political science is not there, fine, and it is a very, very interdisciplinary subject. Political science has two segments. One is the static and the conceptual part, and other is a dynamic part. The difference in political science and general studies is that in general studies, the weightage of current affairs will be more, fine, and in political science, in your optional, the weightage is not that much, because the nature of questions that will be asked is not that what are the outcomes of what summit, but the nature of question will be what is the relevance of what. Okay, and I am very happy that now even GS questions are not factual. Okay, so they are also changing the nature of the question. So regarding the classes, and I will suggest that you should have a mentor, you should have a guide, and you should work with a vision of one person. And if you feel that you will, they are there to help you out, to tell you the details. Now, anything you want to know from me? Yeah. Yeah.
I was going through some YouTube videos about optional, and I came to learn that anthropology, though I have not studied it so much, I have watched 2 or 3, 4 lectures of anthropology, but I have an innate interest in political science. But I have heard that it takes too much time, its syllabus is too broad compared to other subjects. It takes at least
So
6 to
your
9 months.
criteria is wrong, right? If your criteria is how much time it takes, but your criteria should be how much benefits it gives, fine. Even anthropology or any subject, if anybody would like to study any subject, they can, there is no limits. Okay, you can do PhD simply on article 19 also. So that should not be the criteria. There has to be many other criteria. The first criteria should be your interest, then overall, and you should develop, like, the role of teacher is very, very important, because anthropology or any subject, first of all, you should develop frequency with the teacher, fine. When you look at the teacher, you should feel confident, and if you are not interested in the subject, you can't continue to study. And political science is one such subject, even if those who don't study will have to study, there is no escape from it. If your general studies is going to take 12 months, they are going to take 12 months. So if political science can also be finished very in a very short time, but we here don't teach for completion of the syllabus. Our philosophy is producing the results. रिजल्ट आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है, सिलेबस खत्म होना तो इंस्टीट्यूशन का फायदा है, रिजल्ट आना स्टूडेंट का फायदा है, प्लस इंस्टीट्यूशन का भी फायदा है. तो मेन चीज यही है कि यूपीएससी की पढ़ाई कर पाना सबके बस की बात नहीं है, और यूपीएससी के लिए पढ़ा पाना भी सबके बस की बात नहीं है. ठीक है, तो बहुत मतलब आई डोंट सी, अगर आप इस पूरी इंडस्ट्री में कुछ टीचर्स के मैं कहूँ आप नाम ले लीजिए तो 5 नाम भी नहीं मिलेंगे आप, ठीक है। 5 नाम ऐसे नहीं मिलेंगे जो टीचर भी हो और वो पढ़ा भी रहे हो, ठीक है। क्योंकि इतना पढ़ना और इतना पढ़ाना, ये तो जो पढ़ा रहा है वो जानता है और जो क्लियर कर रहा है वो जानता है। तो पढ़ना और सीरियसली पढ़ना और यूट्यूब पे बातें करना, इसमें बहुत बड़ा अंतर है और सब लोग उसको सस्टेन नहीं कर सकते। इसलिए लोग अल्टरनेटिव करियर में, स्टूडेंट्स भी चले जाते हैं, अल्टरनेटिव करियर में टीचर्स भी चले जाते हैं, ठीक है। और जब भी पढ़ो तो टीचर से पढ़ो, वो इंसान टीचर होना चाहिए, उसको पता होना चाहिए, ठीक है। कि पढ़ाना, मैं फिर इसीलिए मैंने कहा कि बहुत मन को बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग करना पड़ता है, तब जा करके आप कोई बड़ा काम कर पाते हैं और अच्छा काम कर पाते हैं और आप टिके रहते हैं। वरना वन डे वंडर्स बहुत सारे लोग होते हैं, ठीक है। कहीं भी ब्रांड ऐसे नहीं बनता है। तो एंड देर इज लॉट वी पुट, मतलब हार्डली हम लोग शायद 3-4 घंटे से ज्यादा सोते भी नहीं होंगे, बिकॉज इफ दिस इज वॉट इज सेटिस्फाइंग इन टर्म्स ऑफ आवर अचीवमेंट, रिकग्निशन है, तो उसके लिए एफर्ट भी करना पड़ता है। इट इज अ वेरी वेरी कॉम्पिटिटिव थिंग। तो आपको पहले तो ये देखना है, कभी भी वो काम ना करो जो आसान हो, ठीक है। क्योंकि आसान काम कभी अच्छा नहीं होता है। आपके लाइफ में जब भी आपको चुनाव करना हो, विच पाथ टू गो, इजी एंड डिफिकल्ट, ऑलवेज चूज अ डिफिकल्ट पाथ, फाइन। Because if something comes at easy, that thing doesn't have a price, that things doesn't have a value. तो जब भी आप किसी चीज के बारे में डिसीजन लें, जानबूझ के आप ऐसे डिसीजन लें कि मुश्किल वाला हम रास्ता अपनाएंगे, ठीक है। तो आप जब मुश्किल का रास्ता अपनाएंगे तो आप हमेशा बेटर बनेंगे। एंड वंस योर क्वालिटीज एंड फैकल्टीज डेवलप, यू कैन डू मच बेटर देन व्हाट यू आर। एंड एक सिंगल लाइफ मिली है आपको, और पर्पस ये है कि आपको कुछ ऐसा करना चाहिए दैट यू बिकम अ सेलिब्रिटी, यू पीपल रिमेम्बर यू। आफ्टर ऑल हर इंसान क्या चाहता है, वो अमर हो जाए। तो फिजिकली तो नहीं अमर होगा, फाइन, तो उसके नाम और उसका काम, ओके। कुंभ में नहाने से तो शायद उतना नहीं होगा जितना आप काम कर दें, फाइन। तो कई लोग सोचते हैं उससे हो जाएगा, वो आसान है अमर होने के, लेकिन गांधी जैसा काम करिए, ओके। और कुछ? यस।
Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, so you have already mentioned that we need to cover political science as an optional subject and the general studies
You should do simultaneously.
simultaneously.
Correct.
But as a college student pursuing
Okay.
honors in political science, how do we actually begin with the process? Like, it's quite easier for us to commence with the optional
Then
of
because
political
you have
science.
time,
Yes.
I am talking from the perspective of the students who are going to give exam next year, fine. But since you have time, and then you can do at your pace. So there is always an ideal condition. There is always a condition what is best in a given scenario. Because your college is there, then you can afford to do the things later, because you are not going to give exam this year itself. But if you are going, because I have seen many students, they do this mistake that either they will not do GS or they will do on their own, but ultimately somewhere, because of competition, fine, somewhere that puts a person in a vicious cycle of failure. But since you have time, and always try to do, we always encourage the students to give their best in a given scenario. If somebody is working, we will never say leave your work and start preparing, fine, but we can improve your efficiency. Okay.
So, ma'am, is it then right to begin with political science preparation for optional along with your honors in political science in college?
Yeah, because if you are doing honors and if you are doing political science, it is definitely going to give uh, you a big, uh, you can say, value addition in your honors also. Once we will teach, you will realize that how this class has made your life in honors very easy. And in our classes, students do not join just for civil services. Many students, they are studying in certain universities, but they are not happy with the way classes take place. So for that purpose, many of our students also go for GRE and all, fine, for political science, because some people start so much uh, interest in the subject. There are students who said that instead of going for civil services, I will pursue my higher degree course in Harvard. Even in from our institute, people from Hindi medium have got selected in Harvard for higher studies in political science. So you are still discovering yourself. Okay. So if you are doing honors, yes, you will be ahead of your peer group. And
All
it
right,
is
ma'am.
always important that we should use our time wisely. Time is not going to come, and difficulties are going to increase.
All
Yes.
right, ma'am. Thank you.
Mhm.
Come to the PSIR, the paper 2 is dynamic part. So once the coaching is finished, like if we take the two aspirants who are taking the one in Andhro and one PSIR, won't it be easy for the Andhro student, like if both of them in this cycle of examination for years, to revise that static part? Because here the PSIR
Tell
student,
me which part in GS is static, which part in UPSC is static. UPSC, any person who himself is dynamic can do.
yes,
Fine. And will you not study international relations and constitutional developments for GS? And I'm saying that there is not so much, because current affairs are based on concepts. If you understand the concepts, you will start understanding the things. Definitely, you can say there may be portions, but I don't think there is any subject which is static. Knowledge keeps on evolving in every subject. You don't do it as a different thing. Fine. So neither zoology is static nor anthropology is static. Nothing is static. And students do clear the exam with political science also, with geography also, with anthropology also. With every subject they clear the exams. It's not that they clear exam only with political science. They clear the exams. It all depends upon your motivation, your interest, your guidance, the book material. Many factors will play the role. So you are the best judge, and always do something which gives you comfort. Don't do anything because somebody is suggesting. What makes you comfortable? For us, we take complete care of our students clear, and they come with a good rank, they come with rank 1 2 and repeatedly. Okay, because our material and our classes we take care. Even in anthropology or anywhere, you will have to do tests. So there is a way, there is a challenge, and there is a way to sort it out. But I don't think there is any field or any sphere of life where there is no challenge. The You have to develop ability to sort out the challenge. How you can sort it out? आपको हर जगह चैलेंज तो मिलने वाला है. इसलिए पहला क्राइटेरिया, सी योर इंटरेस्ट. And the second criteria is go with the teacher. Fine. Who is your guide will matter. Who is guiding you? So आपके there should be a frequency should match. Okay. And here when we prepare our students, we go, my own approach is very holistic approach. More than what we deliver, my approach is personality development, because even if I will teach and your personality does not develop, you will not be able to do exam. Just because you will know political science doesn't mean you will be able to solve the questions. Fine. So some people go to the examination hall and they, when they look at the paper, they will lose their confidence. So people will, there are different type of people. And what is focus of my teaching is that without grooming a personality, nobody can get selected in the exam. And how the personality get grooms with the ideas, the philosophy. See, political science represent ancient wisdom from India and to the West, international relations. Something, it sharpens your mind. If your mind is sharp, you can do anything. So be comfortable. Don't be under stress. Don't do because everyone else is doing. We do best where we are comfortable. Fine. तो आप अपना comfort zone देखिए कहाँ पे है और accordingly you choose. Okay. If you choose political science, मतलब आप कौन सा ऑप्शनल चूज कर रहे हैं ये आपका चॉइस है. But if you will choose political science, we will ensure that there is no regret. And if not UPSC, then also you will become something big. Yeah.
No, actually, there is something which is troubling me right now.
Okay.
As you said that the GS is certainly turning into philosophical questions
Yes, yes.
nowadays more. And having said so, I have certainly watched many toppers, and I couldn't recall the name, who have certainly said that we are not supposed to write every GS answer into a philosophical way. So, if you could just tell us where to draw a line.
You can't draw the line. What you will write will depend upon the question asked. If anybody is trying to do anything mechanically, if anybody goes with some preconceived mind, they will not be able to perform. You will perform well only when you have out of box thinking, rather than you structure, you believe in certain structures and constraining yourself. And our students have always got very good marks in general studies also, just by applying the knowledge. The higher level of knowledge, you will never be punished for writing good. You will, how, this is so illogical. And don't consider any topper as a benchmark. Fine, you can set a new benchmark. The topper of last year will not be able, I don't think they will top this year also. Fine. So nobody is topper. It is simply that somebody is more lucky. Okay. So you should always feel that what convinces your mind. I never believe in learning and following like anybody. Fine. You find out your own ways. What your mind tells, do it. And one thing is, nobody is going to penalize you for writing at a higher level. Philosophy, people don't understand philosophy. What is philosophy? Philosophy is, you should be conceptually clear now. Fine. So nature of questions, why are they shifting towards philosophical essays? Because everybody can memorize the facts, but very few can deconstruct the philosophy. And such people are not required because not many jobs are there. Okay. So they require, you should ask these questions. Why shift from social issue based essays to philosophical essays? Why shift from like, why after all ethics paper is being introduced? Why shift in the, because they have to eliminate people. So what is easier? In India, I think we can very well in a position to memorize and mug up the things. But mugging up the things are not going to help. Na? When you become IFS officer, you talk to Trump. Will this mugging up will help? No, your level of knowledge and information will help. Okay, so now things are like, even foreign services and all, it is too critical. तो ऐसे कोई भी सब स्टैंडर्ड लोगों को वैसे ही नहीं लिया जा पाएगा. तो बहुत ही यू हैव टू बी अ डिफरेंट पर्सन। आप जिस चीज के लिए फाइट करने वाले हैं, जिस लीग में आप आने वाले हैं, लाखों की पॉपुलेशन में आप शहर में आप अकेले होने वाले हैं, तो आप ऑर्डिनरी हैं, मतलब कोई ऑर्डिनरी इंसान थोड़ी सिलेक्ट हो जाएगा या जिसकी थिंकिंग ऑर्डिनरी हो। और आपको अपनी जगह बनानी पड़ेगी, और कंपटीशन जितना बढ़ेगा उतना नेचर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस जो है वो डिफिकल्ट होंगे। हर इंसान देखने वाले काम कर सकता है, लेकिन एब्स्ट्रैक्ट थिंकिंग हर इंसान थोड़ी कर सकता है। ठीक है, तो वो तो डिफिकल्टी को बढ़ा ही देंगे। और बाकी कोई चीज आप पढ़ रहे हैं, मान लीजिए आप इंक्लूसिव ग्रोथ ही पढ़ रहे हैं, और अगर आप अमर्त्य सेन के थ्रू लिख रहे हैं तो आपको मार्क्स कम थोड़ी मिलेंगे, आपको मार्क्स ज्यादा ही मिलेंगे। ठीक है, अगर आपको इन चीजों के बारे में जानकारी है, लेवल है, चीजों को पढ़ने का एक लेवल है। किसको मिला इस साल, हु गॉट द नोबेल प्राइज दिस ईयर, डू यू नो? यू डोंट नो? अगर जिसको नोबेल प्राइज मिला और उसके रेफरेंस से आप लिखेंगे तो क्या आपके मार्क्स काट देंगे? नहीं काटेंगे। तो नोबेल प्राइज मिला तो इकोनॉमिक्स में है, लेकिन द बुक क्या है, व्हाई नेशंस फेल, राइट? तो वो बुक क्या कहती है, विदाउट हैविंग अ गुड इंस्टीट्यूशंस इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ कैन नॉट बी देयर। ठीक है, तो जब आप प्रॉब्लम ऑफ अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट लिखेंगे इंडिया में, या किसी भी पॉलिसी का फेलियर लिखेंगे, और आप अगर उस बुक के रेफरेंस से लिखेंगे तो मार्क्स क्यों नहीं मिलेंगे? हर इंसान सड़क छाप मैगजीन से लिखेगा, तो क्या सड़क छाप मैगजीन वाला सिलेक्ट होगा या जो एक अच्छी बुक के बेसिस पे लिखेगा? आपको खुद डिसाइड करना है, आपको सड़क छाप कंटेंट पसंद है जो सड़क पे मिल रहा है, या आपको क्वालिटी, आप यू आर अ मैन ऑफ अ क्वालिटी। ओके, तो बहुत सिंपल रीजंस एंड लॉजिक्स हैं व्हाई यू हैव टू स्टैंड आउट। तो कैसे हम स्टैंड आउट करेंगे? आप ये नहीं समझिए, दिस एग्जाम इज नॉट लाइक आईआईटी एग्जाम। ठीक है, ना ये आईआईटी का एग्जाम है, ना ये मेडिकल का एग्जाम है। ये कई ट्रेड्स आपको टेस्ट करेगा। किस एग्जाम में सब्जेक्टिव राइटिंग का इतना बड़ा रोल है, और क्या आप ऐसे बिना थिंकिंग के लिख सकते हैं? किस एग्जाम, कौन सा ऐसा एग्जाम है जिसमें एथिक्स भी पढ़ना है, इकोनॉमिक्स भी पढ़ना है, साइंस टेक्नोलॉजी भी पढ़ना है, सब कुछ पढ़ना है? तो इस एग्जाम का कंपैरिजन किसी भी एग्जाम से नहीं हो सकता। ये एक अलग ही एग्जाम है, इसकी समझ पढ़ाने वाले को समझ, चाहे फिर वो जीएस में पढ़ा रहा हो। और जब तक टीचर का अटैचमेंट नहीं है, अब या किसी का भी अपने काम से अटैचमेंट नहीं, वो नहीं कर पाएगा, बिकॉज कॉम्पिटिशन मतलब ऐसे नहीं होता। ओके, so what else do you want to know? Otherwise I'll ask anything else.
Yes, I'm sorry, one more question. Ma'am, you said that choose something which is comfortable for you, and then again you went and said that if I have given a situation, and if something is easy and if something is tougher, I'm supposed to go with the tougher thing.
No,
So again,
that is my philosophy.
okay, so I want you to put some lights on this, because again this is kind of
Uh-huh. You want to know?
like I want you to clarify. Like you said that choose something which gives you which in which you are comfortable of, and then you also said
In the
that
comfortable means you should enjoy, you should feel good. Read the book that gives you sense of well-being. Reading a current affairs magazine and reading from some good book makes a big difference. तो आसान आसान और किस किस किताब में कितने पन्ने हैं ये नहीं मैटर करता है। मैटर ये करता है कि व्हाट इज वर्थ रीडिंग, व्हाट इज वर्थ डूइंग। सो एंजॉय, किस चीज को आप एंजॉय करना सीखें। यू शुड लर्न टू एंजॉय द स्ट्रगल। फाइन, तो स्ट्रगल को ही अगर आप अपना हॉबी बना लें तो सारी स्ट्रगल हंसते हंसते कट जाएगी। ठीक है, और किसी को बिना स्ट्रगल कोई चीज मिली नहीं है लाइफ में, और किसी को ऐसी चीज मिलने में कोई अचीवमेंट नहीं है जो सड़क पे मिल रही। ऐसी कौन सी चीज का रिकॉग्निशन है जो आसान है? इवन इंजीनियरिंग में जब आप आईआईटी, वो भी टॉप आईआईटीज में जाते हैं, आईआईएम टॉप आईआईएम्स में जाते हैं, तो हर इंसान आईआईटी में भी तो सिलेक्ट होकर खुश नहीं जब तक उसको आईआईटी कानपुर या दिल्ली मुंबई नहीं मिल रहा। ठीक है, तो दिस इज व्हाट, बिकॉज you for you to live you need a sense of achievement, fine, sense of recognition, and whatever you will achieve you will get only, you will get that thing only from that. तो अपने लिए गोल ही टफ बनाओ, अपना गोल बनाओ ही क्यों एसएससी, या तो अपना लेवल ही समझो एसएससी का। एसएससी तुम्हारा हो भी जाएगा आसानी से, अगर तुम्हारा लेवल आईएएस का है, एसएससी का एग्जाम दोगे तो हो ही जाएगा। लेकिन वाई शुड यू परफॉर्म अंडर परफॉर्मेंस क्यों करनी? मतलब फिर लाइफ में मजा क्या है, करना क्या है? 9 to 5 जॉब करके घर पे बैठना है, क्या करना है? यू शुड कीप ऑन टेकिंग। भाई इलॉन मस्क के पास कौन पैसे की कमी जो नए नए काम करता रहता है? ठीक है, तो कुछ लोग अलग होते हैं, सम पीपुल आर डिफरेंट एंड पीपुल नो देम, अदरवाइज बहुत सारे लोग हैं, लोग नहीं जानते हो। आपको क्या करना है, आपके खुद के लाइफ के गोल पहले क्लियर होने चाहिए। और अगर कोई बड़ा काम करना है वो आसान नहीं, ठीक है, तो लाइफ है तो लाइफ में स्ट्रगल ही है, और स्ट्रगल में ही मजा है। कौन भगवान राम के पास स्ट्रगल नहीं थी कि अर्जुन के पास स्ट्रगल नहीं थी? इतने किंग्स आए कि कोई जान रहा है बिना स्ट्रगल वाले को? तो आपको अगर क्या चाहिए, दिस इज व्हाट आई वांट, ठीक है। और कुछ मुझसे पूछना है? नहीं पूछना है। चलिए, ऑल द बेस्ट, एंड माय लास्ट thing is, whatever you do, think, because you are at the prime time, opportunity cost of taking wrong decisions can be very high, and you live only once, don't regret. Everybody faces dilemma, so try to keep on challenging yourself and keep on becoming a better person. That is what is required, and that is what is required to be successful in any field. Okay, chaliye, thank you, and rest of the things Shubhanshu and they will tell you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So basically, I'll just wrap it up in 15 minutes. Ma'am, you asked the question, somebody asked about the dynamic nature of the uh, political science. It's not that dynamic, honestly, okay? Because relation between two countries don't change in 3, 4, 5, 6 years, okay? And questions, I would again suggest, go to the PYQs. Questions are coming on themes. And for example, when a question will come on, let us say, India China, so you will analyze different phases in the relation: 47 to 62, 62 to 87 when Rajiv Gandhi is going, 87 to 2014, and 14 onwards. Okay, so it's not that dynamic. Again, I'll just give you a brief about this particular course. As ma'am said, a lot of opportunity cost is involved. This particular quote I often suggest to read. This is a quote from one of the Harvard professors who says that IAS people, officers, they crack an examination which is so difficult that it makes entering into Harvard as a walk in the park. And it is actually, okay. So you are at the start of this journey. Decision आपको लेना है. If you don't want, skip from here, because once you enter, somehow things look quite challenging. Okay, now just look at the numbers. If you look at the numbers, you'll find that this is the data which UPSC gives, and this is a combined data of the number of people who are appearing for the examination. Combined, UPSC does not take only UPSC CSC. It takes total of 14 examinations, right? 4 defense and 10 civil side. So it is a combined number of applicants who are applying for the exam. And then you can see this one, number of vacancies. It is declining from this place. Why? 1991 liberalization reforms, Dr. Manmohan Singh, PV Narasimha Rao, that government will roll back, private sector will take its place, and when this will happen, there will be requirement of less number of people managing government. So increasing number of applications, decreasing number of vacancies shows that competition is tough, is quite tough. Okay. Same is the number here itself. That means number of people applying and number of people. This graph I was referring to, third attempt is the attempt where this thing. Now I'll just briefly tell you about the course that we are going to launch. Okay. If you are decided to take political science optional course here, foundation course, the paper which you have been given. Okay. So typically we have two type of courses in political science. One is the foundation course, the other is answer writing program. I think this is a concern for later days. First thing is foundation course. In foundation course, primarily you have two options available. There are three options. One is the PSIR foundation that you have come for the workshop. It is a normal course which takes around 8 to 9 months. Entire syllabus would be covered comprehensively. Topics would be taught in the class. Notes would be dictated and doubts would be taken in this particular classroom only. Those who want to take in the tablet mode, the same thing would be relayed on the tablet, and if they miss, then recordings available for 48 hours. Okay. The pricing is accordingly given. Typically 6 lectures happen per week. Okay. Second here that you are saying, PSIR on demand course. It is a course which is a recorded one. So the batch which got concluded last, जैसे एक हमारा batch finish हुआ है 19th January को. So all those lectures have been clubbed and put in a course. So there you can watch on demand. If you want, if you're convenient, आज आपने 3 lecture देख लिए, कल परसों time नहीं मिला, जैसे कोई college में you are in college. So let us say you are having examination for next 13-14 days. You don't want to watch lectures, you will hold that. The only condition is कि एक साल में आपको finish करना रहेगा. Otherwise, when you are convenient, आप एक दिन में 3 lecture देखें. Not convenient, you can hold. Lectures कौन से रहेंगे? Recorded रहेंगे. कौन से recorded? Of the last concluded batch. जो अभी admission ले रहे हैं उनको वो lectures मिल रहे हैं जो batch 19th January को finish हुआ है. Okay. The pricing is given. This is the postal correspondence. So there's a booklet of some 6 to 7 booklets are there. Those are the class notes of handwritten class notes of the class. So somebody who's writing the notes, the photocopy of that is given. So there are people, for example, let us say who has already, somebody is doing PhD, or they want to just refer to the notes and give the examination. That option is available. Okay. The batch which is starting from 1st of March and 7th of April is this particular batch. Okay, the same thing that I was explaining. This is the batch. For GS, Shubhanshu will explain you. Political science, as I said, paper 1 section B and comparative politics. I teach comparative politics, means paper 2 section A, first 3 topics: approaches to comparative politics, politics of representation, and state in comparison. And entire 1B, that is Indian government and politics, I teach. Rest of the topics ma'am will teach. Okay. Typical number of combination of the lectures is typically 4 days ma'am take class, 2 days I take class. There can be some exchanges depending upon the availability. So 5 plus 1 it can be there. Okay. And the classes which happen here, it is mostly 90% content is in English. Of course, if you are delivering lecture in North India, then 10% Hindi will obviously come. 90% mode of would be English medium. Okay. Related to political science, you have any doubt related to political science? How the course would be conducted? Anything like that? हाँ जी मैम बताइए. No, no, no. So basically, if you see this one, you're basically referring to this one, right? No, it is the live lecture. So what happens is, if you see modes, classroom Delhi, the very premise on which you are setting, tablet, we give Samsung tablet, and people can watch in any, even people abroad also watch. Even there are people in Pakistan also who are watching the lectures, because history तो common ही है ना. There are a lot of things, international relation तो ऐसा थोड़ी है कि there will be different. And regional classroom relay in regional centers. So we have regional centers in Pune, Bhubaneswar, Bangalore, Hyderabad. The same lecture is relayed on such screen there. So depending upon the prices also. So PSIR Foundation, it is not recorded. It is a live batch. PSIR on demand is the recorded. ठीक, हाँ सर आप बताइए. So basically, two streams of the subject would start. If you're taking admission in 1st of March, then ma'am is going to start from international relation. Which topic from IR? So the topic would be paper 2 section A, key concepts in international relations. Can you see? ठीक है. हाँ. Now your question would be, survive from key concepts in international relation, because here there are certain terms which is required for understanding international relation. So ma'am will start from topic number 6, and in my section I will start from one of the IGP topics. Okay. So this is the topics would be covered. Okay. And generally after the topic is over, we give you the PYQs. And the best way to check that whether you are on the right line of preparation or not, so see that whether you are able to solve the PYQs or not. If you are able to solve, then I think you're going in the right direction. Now this PSIR foundation course, I want to make clear, it is a course having lectures only. It is not having answer writing included. As I said, answer writing is a separate program that I think you will be interested in doing only after, let us say, 2 or 3 months after you have done the foundation. So this is the methodology that we are going to follow. Anybody else? PSIR में अगेन आपको यहाँ पे PSIR पढ़ना है तो पहले कोई बुक पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है ऑनेस्टली, क्योंकि एकदम स्क्रैच से स्टार्ट होगा. वैसी बात नहीं है. एनसीईआरटी पढ़ना रिकमेंडेड होता है वन टाइम रीड, क्योंकि वो आपके जीएस के लिए भी हेल्पफुल रहेगी. बट पॉल साइंस में इट विल बी स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम द वेरी एट द स्क्रैच, जीरो लेवल से स्टार्ट करेंगे. सो इफ यू हैव द टाइम, आप जीएस पढ़ लें, कुछ और पढ़ लें, बट पॉल साइंस में वेट फॉर द क्लासेस टू स्टार्ट. आई वुड से व्हाई आई एम सेइंग दिस इज कि पता लगा कि आप पढ़ के आए और यहाँ पे फिर से आपको पढ़ाया, इट विल बी वेस्ट ऑफ टाइम, राइट? और आपको खुद से ही पढ़ना था, फिर व्हाई आर यू पेइंग अस? आई वुड से फर्स्ट रीड हियर. कुछ गैप्स रह जा रहे हैं, इफ यू वांट टू सप्लीमेंट विद एनी ऑफ द बुक दैट यू कैन डू. ठीक. एनीबॉडी एल्स? Yes, parallelly. So I'll be responsible for the IGP and comparative. That will be a thread running, and the other one that ma'am is going to. It will be a parallel run of this. Yes. Handouts, yes, that is important. Now in paper 1 section B, there's a topic, the first topic itself, that is strategies of India's freedom struggle. So here we have to study the same thing, non-cooperation movement, Swadeshi movement, quit India, जो आप GS2 में पढ़ेंगे. So that will teach through handouts. We'll give the print, okay, and we'll explain it. There's another topic in my section, that is statutory and constitutional bodies. Now here there are particularly 4 bodies: National Commission for Scheduled Castes, National Commission for Scheduled Tribe, National Commission for Backward Classes. These 3 bodies are absolute replica of each other. So for that we'll give the handout and explain you, because you will also feel boring writing the same thing again and again. Similarly, in international relation part, there will be some topics which may be too factual. Ma'am will give you the handout and explain, but these handouts will remain minor only. Okay. Conceptual topics we are going to give dictation. You will write it for the future reference. Anything else? Okay. So just Subanshu, and so just Subanshu sir will explain you. Will take you 5 minutes time. Those who are uh, uh, thinking of taking general studies, he will just explain you about the GS course in 5 minutes. And there's a parallel pamphlet given to you if you want to start as a basic course, the NCRT. If you are interested, you can subscribe for that. Foundation course के लिए Subhanshu please.
Thank you, sir. Good evening to all of you. My name is Shubhanshu Jaiswal, and on behalf of Shubhra Ranjan IAS study, I welcome you all. So today I'm going to tell you about our GS foundation course in very short. Before going ahead, I just want to ask that which part of your syllabus, which part of this UPSC exam is according to you the most important or has the significant weightage in deciding the final or the final merit? आपके अनुसार वो कौन सा पार्ट है जो आपके लिए इतना ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है कि वो आपकी मेरिट तक डिसाइड कर सकता है? ऑप्शन में से, एंड व्हाई ऑप्शन में से? Okay, so if you give me the logic that optional and essay that are together making somewhere around 750 marks, I give you the argument that only GS is, making it 1000 marks. And not just your mains, even in your prelims you have one paper dedicated from GS. So this is the significance of GS. You cannot counter it. Definitely that is why you need such an optional which can help you in your GS as well, and that is why you need such teachers who can help you in integrating what you are studying in your optional and what you are studying in your GS, so you don't need to put in the different compartments, right? So I am just briefly telling you what, just for example, if you look at the marks of the toppers, so there have been many years even when they have not scored very high in the interview, but just because of their written mains they have got all India rank 1. So you can also think about this way, right? Now, speaking for GS Foundation, what are we doing? What are you going to get in this course? In this course, the prelims come mains. From basic to advanced, everything will be taught by our senior most teachers, by the experienced teachers. We take teachers who are academically sound, who have very good experience of teaching the subjects, who have delivered many years into this industry on helping the students, and they understand what is the exact demand of the examination, so that they can help you to make your preparation to the point effective and efficient. We also provide the study material, we provide a general mentorship. I'll tell you what it is. So why I'm telling you this, because most of you are going for this PSIR optional course either in the classroom or in the tablet mode. If you are going to take the PSI classroom, it is going to be 60,500 rupees. Now, if you include the GS hybrid course, if you want to upgrade it, then with the amount of 74,500, you can upgrade it as integrated course, where you will get the complete GS and PSIR course, in which PSIR will be in the classroom mode but GS will be in the hybrid mode. Second, those students who are going to take PSIR tablet course, for you, if you want to take the entire preparation online, you can upgrade your course by paying 26,000 to GS integrated. Entire will be your online program, right? These are our faculty members. So ma'am, Shubhra ma'am and Pumutsal, they both conduct polity. In RGS Foundation course, Shubhra ma'am does the polity PYQs. Okay, why? Because PYQ remain the major source of your study. Syllabus and PYQ, these are the torchlight which tell you what exactly you are supposed to do. They tell you what is the demand of UPSC. It's not that everything in the polity you need to study. It's not that anything you will find interesting you will start studying, and anything which you find in the newspaper. No, you have to be specific, you have to be very strategic, and this comes with the experience of the teachers, and this comes from analyzing the PYQ. So for this particular part, Shubhra ma'am will take care of. Ritesh sir, he conducts the science lectures. Rohit sir, he does IR and society. So since he is teaching in PSIR also, he integrates it in a way that it takes less time to cover these portions and students are able to connect. Kumud sir, he does the basic quality. Jay sir and Rashid sir, they take care of the history part. Neeraj sir, he conducts environment lectures. Geography and disaster management is dealt by Dinesh sir. Bhagwan sir does ethics, and economy is done by Aman Suri sir. So these are our faculty. You also get the study material. Apart from the class notes, we always recommend students to make good class notes. In fact, ma'am also emphasizes a lot on the class notes. Why? Because these are lectures. समझिए, lectures आप सुनेंगे और एक समझने के बाद आप भूल सकते हैं. So it is your class notes which will help you even after months of completion of course to recall what has been discussed in the class. टीचर ने क्या डिस्कस किया था वो आप क्लास नोट्स के जरिए ही पढ़ सकते हैं. उससे ही आप रिवाइज करेंगे, उससे ही फिर आप एकदम फाइनल का की नोट्स जो होते हैं वो भी आप बनाएंगे. So that is the thing. Now we also do this daily assignmenting where जो भी सब्जेक्ट चल रहा होता है हम उसका असाइनमेंट देते हैं बच्चों को. They do it, they give it to our mentors evaluate it and they give it on the next day. This is to ensure that everything that we are teaching, students are able to retain it, students are able to understand it, and not with just an assumption कि हमें आ गया. उन्हें एक्चुअली में एक रियलिटी चेक, एक इवेल्युएशन मिलता है कि यस ये एक वीक एरिया रह गया है, यस यहाँ पर आपको ज्यादा एफर्ट्स पुट इन करने की जरूरत है. We also conduct the weekly class tests. So 1 week prelims, 1 week mains. We conduct both objective and subjective tests to make the student well versed with both the stages of examination. Because जितना आज के टाइम पे prelims competitive है उतना ही mains है. So it's important to be well versed with both the stages right from the day one, and especially very a lot of efforts needs to be put on answer writing for your mains. Right? So this we deal by conducting the weekly class tests. For current affairs, we do this. So we conduct one weekly current affairs class, right, where teacher comes and explains you the concept what has been in the news. However, as you know, our pedagogy is bit different. We recommend students to read the newspaper, and we help them by giving this analysis daily. So every day on our Shubhra Ranjan IAS Telegram channel, we post this PDF where we have already taken the important newspaper articles. We have highlighted the key facts and given it. Why it is? So that student doesn't get lost in reading the newspaper. कई बार होता है starting में especially, sir हमें 2 घंटे लग रहे हैं, हमें 2.5 घंटे लग रहे हैं. So this can help you there, right? Even after reading the newspaper on your own and then referring to this, the final closure will be done by the current affairs class. वहाँ के बाद आपको कोई ऐसा डाउट नहीं बचेगा जो रिजॉल्व ना हुआ हो. उसके बाद अगर कुछ बचता है then that is only and only your revision part, right? So these are the course plan. This course is of the approximately 11 to 12 months GS, and your PSIR, as sir has said, it is starting on 1st of March. So the GS course will start from 10th of March. The timing for this particular batch will be in the evening 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. whereas your PSIR is 2 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. So right after your PSIR, you can devote your time towards the GS as well. So if you want, you can upgrade your course. If you want, you can explore, and even after, let's say, taking the PSIR course, you want to take certain demos of the GS, you are free to do so, and then you can make an informed decision. Right? Is there any question? No? Get to go. So we are concluding the session here. If you have any doubts, you can connect to us, connect to Satyashan. We are here only. Thank you for your time once again. All the very best. You are at a safe space. So just a lot of good efforts and you'll make it. Thank you everyone.